Representative Lunan, thank you for joining us. If you can start out by explaining your district and what your constituents care about.
The district that I represent is basically the city of Shakopee and 2 townships to the south. And because of the river, one of our primary issues would involve transportation. Many of the people in Shakopee cross the river to get to their place of employment. So time on the road affects what they technically make per hour if you count as soon as they leave their driveway to when they get back home. Another important thing is education. We have a very, very diverse school district, one that the community is very proud of. We're building a brand new high school now. And so education is very important and is valued by everyone in our district also.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your home life, and your professional life?
I was raised in a small town, 274 people of Easton. And in that small community, I got to see people learn to work together because there was only so many of us in getting that done. And some of that has come in handy here in the legislature, that we don't have to be in complete agreement. We just have to be pulling on the same end of the rope to try to get something done. My background is I'm a very proud Johnny, and with an education degree, and I'm an insurance agent by trade, and I also own a education company for continuing ed classes for insurance agents and realtors. And the experience I had in preparing and researching for classes that I teach has really served me well as a legislator when topics came up and it was time to do some digging and try to be informed with what questions I asked and what I was trying to learn or discern from whoever was testifying or whoever I was meeting with.
What have you found to be the most rewarding aspect of being a legislator?
I am struck at how nonpartisan my experience has been. We are a very, very different group, the House of Representatives. And with only a couple of exceptions, everyone, I sincerely believe, is here to make things better. We have different ideas of what will do that, but it's been very, very easy to respect people that are like me and people that aren't like me. So that's been very rewarding for me. The contacts with the different people that advocate for causes and how passionate they are about it, I have found very, very motivating and rewarding as well.
What is the single most important challenge our state will face in the next 10 years?
I put a priority on a functional government. And by functional, I mean, not necessarily a smaller government, not necessarily a bigger government, but the dollars that we spend, are we doing the work to make sure that we're getting the most bang for our dollar? I mentioned transportation earlier. We can take a look at more transportation funding, which I think we will end up doing. But before that, really the responsible thing to do is what should we be looking at to reduce what the cost of transportation is from a road construction standpoint, from environmental studies, some of the things that end up being redundant and just adding to the cost or making it prohibitive to do some of those things, taking a look at that first.
If you could be a teacher of something, what would you teach?
Probably business. I think every aspect of life is some form of business, salesmanship, where you have to, a true salesperson has 2 hats they wear. The first hat is you have to have a certain level of expertise, not just product knowledge, but also people skills, which allow you to discern and communicate with people to find out what exactly the problem is you're trying to solve. Then you take that hat off and you put the second hat on, which is the salesmanship hat, where I make what people should be doing based on the expertise I have to become what they want to do. And so probably teaching business would be a good fit for me.
Representative Lunan, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.